whoa, 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 whoa. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, yeah. Yeah. Get out the way, get the fuck up out my way, yeah. Yeah. Win, 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 win.
Yo, this is Millennial Sport Talk. This is episode 11, and it looks like we have football back. You know, when I say football, I really mean soccer. But yeah, it's match day 4 in the Premier League, and we just got off the international break. As usual, you know, we had a lot of activity. Rashford scored. I think Lukaku scored. Didn't really pay much attention to anything else. Oh, we had a nice little friendly between USA and Mexico, which I'm not going to, it doesn't tell you anything. A lot of starters didn't even play. We did have a nice little exchange that, a nice little meme I might add later on if it's relevant. But really, I think we should just go on and let's take a preview of the Premier League table. See here, we're going to have a big matchup. Obviously, the first match of the day on Saturday, which is going to be Liverpool-Tottenham. I really wish I could watch this match, but I really doubt I will because, I mean, 1, it's not my team. 2, it's 7:30 in the morning over here. I might be able to catch the second half, but you're going to have tied for first Liverpool going to London to face Tottenham Hotspur, who are really, I won't say third, but they're sitting 5th in the table, 3 points behind the leaders. And, they would like nothing more than to get 3 points out of this. Personally, I'm thinking this is going to be a draw. I mean, there's a lot of history of draws with this matchup. I do think that I would favor Liverpool simply because Hugo Lloris is currently out of the match. According to my reports, he would not be playing in that match. He did say, I read a report that he's maintaining his captainship, although he had that issue with the drunk driving. But currently it says he's out. I will have to check that update. If he's playing, then I do think that favors Tottenham just because they're coming off a loss, and I think they'll be hungry for a win at home. And they'll be energized against the Liverpool team, who is a little full of themselves right now, if you ask me. Obviously, Tottenham's a really strong counter-attacking team. So is Liverpool, but I think Tottenham right now is a little bit stronger in their counter-attack. And we all know Liverpool likes to push men forward. So Spurs should be able to punish Liverpool with their counter. And, of course, with free kicks, they're going to be able to take advantage of any untimely or stupid fouls that Liverpool commits, which they kind of seem to do a lot, if you ask me. I don't know if I have any stats to show that. Also, another factor that I like about Spurs is that they've had to face Manchester United already, a top 6 team, which, granted, we weren't at our best, but is better than the competition that Liverpool's played against. So, given that they've already had a taste of the top 6 action, I've seen what they can do this year against the top 6. Liverpool, on the other hand, have beaten West Ham, who's terrible, Crystal Palace, who's not impressive, and also had a red card that match. And Brighton, also not a good team, and Leicester. But they barely beat Brighton, who obviously we know United lost to Brighton, but Liverpool faced them at home and also only managed to score 1 goal in that 1-0 victory over Brighton, and then went away to Leicester and won 2-1 there, which is similar to what Manchester United did. Yeah, Liverpool's kind of playing with fool's gold, if you ask me. So really, again, it's just that Hugo Lloris. If Hugo Lloris was playing, I'll be 100% Spurs. But since he's not playing officially, I'm predicting a draw. 2-2, 3-3. It's going to be a spectacular match. Be a lot of scoring. And I think that Liverpool's going to drop points here, and they'll both get a point with that draw. It's Chelsea playing host to Cardiff City, and I really don't see any other than 3 points for Chelsea as they take a lead in the Premier League table with 15, 5 out of 5 games and victories to start the season. Cardiff, I would love to pick an upset just because it's come out of international break. I do feel like this Chelsea team is not that good. They just unfortunately play against a team they always beat. The last 3 matches they've won every time, and including 2 4-1 victories. So predicting an upset here would be irresponsible of me. Would say a draw is a possibility. A nice 1-1 draw, but my gut's going to tell me that Chelsea's going to manage to win, being that they're at Stamford Bridge and they don't really have many injuries. Only says Fabregas. Looks like he may not be able to suit up. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, Chelsea's going to come away with those. Next match is another snoozer: Man City versus Fulham, and Fulham is. Again, you can't pick against City in this. Yes, they have a couple of injuries: Danilo, De Bruyne, Claudio Bravo, Mangala. They're all going to be out. Sterling is doubtful, but they're still going to sport a lineup of Jesus, Aguero, David Silva, Fernandinho, Madras. They have so many weapons at their disposal. Poor Fulham is not going to stand a chance, and they have to go to Manchester. So I gotta like City. 3 points. Chalk it up. This is an easy one as well. All right, in our next matchup, I finally have a upset special, which, you call it what you want. It might not be an upset, but Newcastle United will beat Arsenal come Saturday. Arsenal is riding a 2-game winning streak, and they're too high on themselves. It's about time for them to come back down to earth. They're on the road at Newcastle, which is a very tough place to play, and it's just in the air. I just smell it. It just smells like a loss. I don't think that, obviously, Newcastle hasn't played very well this season. They are 3 losses and 1 draw. So they have 1 point on the season, 1 draw, 3 losses. Nothing to be excited about. And that's just what makes me more attractive to picking them, because it's one of those head scratchers where you're like, same old Arsenal, same old Arsenal. And then all the other top 6 are going to do the mean to Arsenal. We're up here. Why are you down here? We can't see you because you're Arsenal. So, Arsenal, as soon as they start to get some steam coming, a nice little trap game like this pops up, and I have Newcastle winning. But they're going to stumble into this Europa League, and they're going to have to, that Everton match, that derby match is going to be a very, very big match, as they can't drop any more points. So I do have them. This is a must win for them, which means they're going to lose. Book it, Newcastle United over Arsenal. All right, so we get to, once again, when you're the biggest club in England, you know it because you're playing against a non-top 6 team, and it's a huge match. Why is it a huge match? Also because we've been struggling as of late. We lost that match against Tottenham pretty poorly, but we won our last match coming into the international break. Comes down to it, you just gotta trust United, but I'm not going to. I'm actually predicting a draw for this matchup. Watford's 4 out of 4 on the season, and I just can't see us going away from Old Trafford and winning this match after, we need some steam. We need momentum. We need something to build off of. And right after we got that match, which wasn't bad, it's great to have a win, but we have an international break, and now everybody's coming back together for the first time. I mean, not for the first time, but everybody's coming back together again. And we have no idea how this lineup's going to look. It's probably going to be a starting 11 that we haven't seen before. I think Marino's going to tinker around with the lineup. And Watford, they know their lineup. They have their 4-2-2-2 that they're going to come out in, and it sounds like Fellaini's going to get the start over Fred and Pereira, which is a shame because Pereira's been just magnificent in the 2 games he played. I thought he was playing pretty well, Fred as well, and now we get to see Fellaini, and the estimated lineup is Matic with Pogba in that midfield with Lingard on the right and Lukaku and Sanchez up top. I like that lineup just because it's very defensive, and looking at the last match against Tottenham, we need to be defensive against a very powerful offense team like Watford. But it's just, I see them getting a couple goals, and if we get behind early, it's going to be very difficult for us to come back. If we get down by 2 goals, it's going to be even more difficult, and I don't think that's possible for us to come back by more than 2 goals. Watford is +6 on this season, and goal differential, we are actually -1. Goals for on the season. So they scored 9 goals on the season. They just beat Tottenham Hotspurs, who, of course, we know beat us, and we have to go to that very same arena to face Watford. Again, I'm predicting at worst a draw, but United can do late magic and win this match. Bring Rashford off the bench. Start Rashford. If Rashford comes into the game, United will win. If Martial and Rashford come out, they are hungry to play at this point. Moreno, this is the time to launch and just release the weapons, the youth, and Martial and Rashford will win this game for you. I got United. Yes, it's very hard to do it, but I'm sticking with it. I'm changing from my draw. United will win. I'm not picking against my boys. United will come away with this victory. It'll be glory, glory, United, and we'll be banging our chest again. Come on, bet on it. United, 3 points. Predictions out the way. We had other news that we can tackle quickly. I mean, Pogba came out and said a lot of cryptic messages of like, oh, if I'm not in a Barcelona shirt, it's because I'm still at United. Basically, that's what he said. It means he's leaving, and I don't know how I want to feel about it, because part of me is saying, you know what, screw this guy. If we don't want you at United, if you're looking this way, you're looking that way, you're not paying attention, you're not focusing on United. If you're focused on United like you say you are, you wouldn't even mention another club in your mouth. You would just dismiss the rumors and go about your business. But no, you keep wanting to bring up Barcelona. He's brought up Barcelona multiple times after his agents brought up Barcelona. That's not a good sign. He wants to leave, and the only positive is maybe he wants to play his butt off, but I'm not optimistic about it. And Moreno's in a tough situation now. I mean, he already had a lot of fire on his seat. He has a very hot seat, and now your best player, Pogba, and now there's rumors of Rashford being unsettled. Rashford's doing a professional job, but I love how he's handled it. But Pogba, you can do better, man. I'm very disappointed in how he's handled this whole situation, and he's been, I won't say unprofessional, it's a bit harsh, but I'm not hating him, but dude, come on, man. You just don't mention That's all he had to do. That's the only issue I had with him, was he mentioned Barcelona. Just say, I'm in a United shirt. I have a contract with United. And that's that. That wouldn't have been a ringing endorsement, but the simple fact that you said, if I'm not in a Barcelona shirt, it's because I'm at United. That's a dagger. It is. It's a dagger right there. It's a dagger. So, Pogba, I would almost bench him for this next match, but Watford's too good to bench him for. And we'll see what happens. Maybe if he just has some nice happiness, some wins, that'll turn his mood around. These players, I mean, we're millennials, but they're moody, man. Pogba he's a moody little, prissy little player. And it's unfortunate that he's so fragile. His emotions are so fragile that he has to all of a sudden up and want to leave. And I mean, obviously, we've heard rumors. There's also rumors that Raiola was like, hey, you're going to spend 3 years at United and then you're going to Spain. Whether it was Real Madrid or Barcelona, you're going to Spain. So I don't know. I don't want to get into that, but he just seems fragile emotionally. So why are you emotional? Why are you emotional, Pogba? Just let's focus and get silverware. It's not out of the world, out of reach right now. It's not out of reach. We can still win some silverware this year. Let's do it, and then we'll sell you off for 150 million pounds and call it a day. So let's talk some Serie A. We actually have only one team that we're really going to talk about, because there's only one team that's been winning Serie A, or Calcio, whatever you want to call it. FIFA had it Calcio for the last 4 years, and that's Juventus. So Juventus, their star boy, Ronaldo. We actually got two hot topics to talk about with Juventus this episode. Number one, Ronaldo. I'm calling it now. Ronaldo will get his first goal of the season. Um, he's due. We know he's a goal scorer. He's due to get out of this duck, and he's going to score against this team that I'm not very good at pronunciation. Again, like I said before, but Sassuolo, whatever the hell their name is. He's going to score. He's at home. He's now got what 3 matches in. He's got 3 matches in. They're going to pick up 3 points, obviously. But Ronaldo, I'm predicting a hat trick. Ronaldo will get a hat trick, and the crowds will go wild, and we'll see some great highlights for maybe we can share them next episode. But Ronaldo's going to have a hat trick in a Juventus 3-0 win, or maybe more than 3, but I'm predicting 3. Juventus, but it's a side effect. One of the side effects of signing Ronaldo is they've just completely abandoned Dybala, and Dybala is going to be looking elsewhere. There's a lot of reports of him leaving the club in January, which is very silly for Juventus, but I guess it was inevitable anyways, so it's hard to really critique them too hard when there was a lot of reports that Dybala was going to be leaving at some point and they would sell him, because that's what Juventus does. They like to make that money, and that's one reason why we don't consider them a big club. But every club does it nowadays. I'm not going to fault that or get into it. But Dybala to join Real Madrid would be huge for Real's chances. And then Real Madrid would, in my mind, be the next favorites, especially because they're looking to make a huge bid for Mbappe or Neymar next transfer window in the summer. So this is going to be an important transfer move, because wherever Dybala goes, that next team is probably going to be the favorite to land Neymar or Mbappe, whoever PSG is going to have to give up. It looks like both of them might be looking for a move away from PSG, given the fact that they play in a pub league and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like, even in Serie A, people barely watch Serie A. You think people want to watch League One? They play against chump teams, and these guys, they want to be limelight. So I imagine that they're going to make a move either to La Liga or to Premier League. You can bet on that. And Dybala is going to be a huge factor in deciding where they decide to go. But Dybala, nice, the next talent, one of the best talents in the world. He's going to be on the market, and United would be smart and at least put in a bid for him. Whatever you got to pay, you get him, and then the money you didn't spend from this transfer window, you put it towards Neymar and Mbappe. And I promise you, I know our defense needs to get better. We have some youth there. We'll figure that out easily. You can always get defenders later, but if you get an attacking front, it's going to have Neymar or Mbappe with Dybala added on to Lukaku and the guys we have now. I will swap Martial for Dybala right now. Or Sanchez. It don't matter. We have assets that we can swap. So they definitely need to make a push for him. So that's going to be a tilt in the European powers, whoever ends up with Dybala. All right, now it's time for some MLS action. I know you guys are excited for this MLS action. Not much analysis here. Let's just give a recap of what's going on. There's about 7 games left, at least for Atlanta United. Red Bulls are leading the Eastern Conference. They have 6 games left, but they're only up by 1 point. So United can actually take over first place in the division or the conference with a win. Looks like their next match is against Colorado Rapids away, which will be kind of difficult playing in Denver. But I expect United. We're making a push. We've been gaining ground on the Red Bulls, and the Red Bulls actually just lost. They just lost 3-0 to Montreal. So DC United is playing at home again. They did beat DC United recently 1-0 at home, but now they have to play at DC United. I'm expecting DC United to pull off at least a draw, and Atlanta can get some ground covered in between them and New York Red Bulls. So top 6 from each division would make the playoffs. Really, we're looking at in the Eastern Conference, That's the New York Red Bulls, Atlanta, NYFC, Columbus Crew, Philadelphia Union, and Montreal. DC United with the win could sneak in there. And yeah, they would actually win. If they win that match, that would put them in the playoffs. So I think that they will do that. Western Conference is just FC Dallas up by 1 point over Kansas City, and the LAFC, Real Salt Lake, Portland Timbers, and the Seattle Sounders are currently your top 6 teams in the Western Conference. They're going to make the playoffs. LA Galaxy, surprisingly, they're still 3 points off the mark with 2 games on Seattle. So that's not looking good for Zlatan's new team. But yeah, it's going to be such a shame not to be able to see Zlatan in the playoffs. And it is what it is, you know. You got to have the best teams in there, and he's not making them that much better of a team. So there's your Western Conference playoff picture, and I'm ordering my Atlanta United kit soon. They charge a lot of money for it. It's like $150, but you know, it's about time I bought a new jersey. And one thing I do with my Manchester United jerseys is, obviously this one is a I almost say collector's item, but it's Wayne Rooney's last year with us, you know. So I got the Rooney, got the 10, and then I do have a Pogba blue one. I typically don't wear, but that's my game day jersey. And I'm looking to purchase another one. We actually bought one silverware in this, so that's one reason why this means a lot to me. And with the Pogba jersey, we actually won the Europa League as well. We won silverware. But that's why I did not buy a kit last year. So every time we win silverware, I pledge to buy that year's one of the kits from that year. So hopefully I'll be buying another Manchester United kit this year. Otherwise, I just have 3. The other one is nameless. But yeah, that's how we're doing it now. You know, I'm gonna save the kits that we win something, and if we don't win anything, the club's not getting my money. That's how I run, and that's how it's gonna be. There you have it. That's the episode for this week. Just episode 11. It's kind of short because, you know, international break. Let's just be honest. There's not much to talk about, and at the MLS, there's not much to talk about. Unless you guys get commenting, and then, you know, we can jump into some of the matches and analysis. But for right now, what I'm thinking about doing is I'm gonna start up a Twitch page, and we're going to be broadcasting and streaming some of the new FIFA 19 matches and Madden 19. We have a lot of competition going on. So, I mean, I figure you guys be interested in it. This is millennial sports, and ESPN, they broadcast gaming all the time. So why not us? We're going to go with the flow and show you guys how good I am at FIFA. I'm a beast now. Me and my boy Dwayne, probably 2 of the best players. I play in the weekend league all the time. Get elite. I got elite 3. No, not elite. Not that good. I got gold 1 was the best I ever finished. But consistently, I think gold 3, gold 2 is pretty easy for me to get up to. We'll see about this year, because every year there's like a new glitch or, you know, spam that players take care of. So once I figure that out, then it evens the playing field, and I can anticipate what they're going to do and beat them. So if anybody wants to challenge me to FIFA, well, come on, let's do it. Madden. I'm not as good as I used to be. I stopped playing Madden a while ago, but this is the first year I'm getting Madden, so I'm not putting that much time into it. And if I get FIFA, it's going to be even less time. But I'll still run a game of Madden. And once we get the video camera working, you guys can see live reactions, and it'll be pretty fun to see me whooping up on everybody. If only we can get their reaction of them. Hopefully, they'll have a microphone so I can talk junk to them. So anyways, look forward to episode 12. Episode 12 will be dropping hopefully before Saturday. And there's a hurricane coming, so if it doesn't drop, then you know that I lost power and I'm underwater. But the plan is to film it tomorrow and have it up before the hurricane really hits. But in that episode, I will be previewing week 2 matchups of the NFL. So stick around for that, and make sure you subscribe to this video so you can be alerted when that video does drop. So, all right, guys, have a good one. Right now, the Ravens and Bengals are playing. I immediately regretted some of my picks, but the Ravens are coming back. It's just that Flacco, I saw some numbers before this match to make me want to change my pick to the Bengals, but Flacco has some really bad numbers at Paul Brown Stadium, and I retweeted them on the account. If you guys want to look it up, I might bring it back up at the next episode. But let's go ahead and go and enjoy the rest of this game, and hope you guys have a good day. Peace.